Sofer Yehoshua, the book of Joshua, chapter 9. Vayhi Yishmoa kol hamalachim asher be'ever hayarden bahar u'bashfela v'chol chof hayam hagadol el mul halebanon hachiti v'hayamorim haknaani v'haprizi hachivi v'hayibusi. And it was when all the kings that were on this side of the Jordan, in the hill country, and in the valley, and on all the shore of the great sea opposite Lebanon, the Hittite, the Amorite, the Canaanite, the Perizzite, the Hivite, and the Jebusite, heard this. Those were only 6. Hittite, Amorite, Canaanite, Perizzite, Hivite, Jebusite. Where are the 7th? The Girgashite is missing. Girgashi. Hitti Hamorim. How about Yevusi? Oh, Yevusi you have. Girgashi. Okay. ויתקבצו יחדיו להילחם עם יהושע ועם ישראל פה אחד, that they gathered together to war with Joshua and with Israel with a single accord. ויושבי גבעון שמעו את אשר עשה יהושע ליריחו ולעי. And the inhabitants of Giv'on heard what Joshua had done to Jericho and to Ai. ויעשו גם המה בעורמה וילכו ויצטיירו ויקחו שקים בלים לחמוריהם בנודות יין לים ומבוקעים ומצוררים. And they also acted with wile or guile. Wile or guile? You're right. And they went and disguised as ambassadors, and they took worn sacks for their donkeys and wine bottles, rotten, split, and tied together. I wonder what that's about. Unalot, balot, tulaot, beraglehem uslamot, balot, עליהם, בכל לחם צידם, יבש היה נקודים. And worn patched shoes on their feet, and worn garments upon them, and all the bread of their provisions was dry and moldy. What was the point of that? וילכו אל יהושע אל המחנה הגלגל ויאמרו אליו ואל איש ישראל מארץ רחוקה באנו כי אתה כרתו לנו ברית. And they went to Joshua to the camp at Gilgal, and they said to him and to the men of Israel, we have come from a distant land and now make a covenant with us. ויאמר איש ישראל אל החיבי אולי בקרבי אתה יושב ואיך אכרת לך ברית. And each of the men of Israel said to the Hivites, perhaps you dwell in my midst? How can I make a covenant with you? This really begs the question. I mean, these are the Gibeonites. Maybe they were Hivites. But that would have to be, they're the same people. Okay. ויאמר אל יהושע עבדיך אנחנו ויאמר עליהם יהושע מי אתם ומאין תבואו And they said to Joshua, we are your servants. And Joshua said to them, who are you, and from where do you come? ויאמרו אליו מארץ רחוקה מאוד באו עבדיך לשם אדוני אלוהיך כי שמעו את כל אשר עשה במצרים. And they said to him, from a distant land have your servants come because of the name of the Lord your God, for we have heard of his fame and all that he did in Egypt. ואת כל אשר עשה לשני מלכי האמורי אשר בעבר הירדן לסיחון מלך חשבון ולאוג מלך בשן אשר באשתרות. And all that he did to the two kings of the Amorites that were on the other side of the Jordan, to Sihon, king of Heshbon, and to Og, king of Bashan, who was in Ashtarot. ויאמרו אלינו זקנינו וכל יושבי ארצנו לאמור, קחו בידכם צידה לדרך ולכו לקראתם ואמרתם עליהם עבדיכם אנחנו עתה כרתו לנו ברית. And our elders and all the inhabitants of our country spoke to us, saying, take provision in your land for the journey and go towards them. And say to them, we are your servants, and now make a covenant with us. Ze lachmeinu cham hitztayadnu oto מבתינו ביום צאתנו ללכת עליכם ועתה הנה יבש והיה נקודים. This is our bread we took hot for our provision out of our houses on the day we set out to go to you. But now, behold, it is dry, and it has become moldy. ואלה נודות היין אשר מילאנו חדשים והנה התבקעו ואלה צלמותינו ונעלינו בעלו ברוב הדרך מאוד. And these wineskins which we filled were new, and behold, they are split. And these are garments, and our shoes are worn because of the very long journey. ויקחו האנשים מצדם ואת פי אדוני לא שאלו. And the men took of their provision, and they did not ask counsel of the mouth of the Lord. ויעש להם יהושע, I mean, why would they take of the moldy bread and the wine? Moldy bread, why? ויעש להם יהושע שלום, ויכרות להם ברית לחיותם, וישבו להם נשיאי העדה. And Joshua made peace with them, made a covenant with them to let them live, and the princes of the congregation swore to them. ויהי מקצה 3 ימים אחרי אשר כרתו להם ברית, וישמעו כי קרובים הם אליו ובקרבו הם יושבים. And it was at the end of 3 days, after they made a covenant with them, that they had heard that they were their neighbors and that they dwelt among them. וייסעו בני ישראל ויבואו אל עריהם ביום השלישי, ועריהם גבעון והכפירה ובארות וקריית יערים. And the children of Israel journeyed and came to their cities on the 3rd day. And their cities were Givon and Kephirah and Beirot and Kiryat Yarim. ולא היקום בני ישראל כי נשבעו להם נשיאי העדה מה אדוני אלוהי ישראל Vayilonu kol ha'eda al ha'nisi'im. And the children of Israel did not smite them, because the princes of the congregation had sworn to them by the Lord, the God of Israel. And all the congregation complained against their princes. ויאמרו כל הנשיאים אל כל העדה, אנחנו נשבענו להם באדוני אלוהי ישראל, ועתה לא נוכל לנגוע בהם. And all the princes said to all the congregation, we have sworn to them by the Lord, the God of Israel. Now, therefore, we may not touch them. זאת נעשה להם, והחיה אותם, לא יהיה עלינו קצף על השבועה אשר נשבענו להם. This will we do to them, and let them live, and there will be no wrath upon us because of the oath which we swore to them. ויאמרו עליהם הנשיאים יחיו ויהיו חוטבי עצים ושואבי מים לכל העדה כאשר דיברו להם הנשיאים. And the princes said to them, let them live. So they became hewers of wood and drawers of water to all the congregation, as the princes had spoken to them. This also is cryptic. I'm just trying to fill in what happened here. Maybe they said, hey, wait a minute, you never told us that you were our neighbors. You came like you were far land. And I mean, there's a lot that doesn't make sense here. I mean, you think the Jewish people are stupid? I mean, why came from a far land? What land did you come from? And why are you making if you come from a far land, then you have nothing to worry about. These are nomads who wanted to dwell here. Anyway, they said you were deceivers, so now we have to make you slaves. That's probably what happened here. I'm just filling in the blanks. ויקרא להם יהושע וידבר עליהם לאמור, למה רימיתם אותנו? לאמור, רחוקים אנחנו מכם מאוד ואתם בקרבנו יושבים. And Joshua called for them and he spoke to them, saying, why have you deceived us, saying, we are very far from you, when you dwell among us? ואתם ארורים אתם, ולא יכרת מכם עבד, וחוטבי עצים, ושואבי מים, לבית אלוהי. And now you are cursed, and there shall never fail to be slaves from among you, and hewers of wood and drawers of water for the house of my God. ויענו את יהושע ויאמרו, כי הוא גד לעבדיך, את אשר ציווה אדוני אלוהיך, את משה עבדו, לתת לכם את כל הארץ, ולהשמיד את כל יושבי הארץ מפניכם, ונראה מאוד לנפשותנו מפניכם, ונעשה את הדבר הזה. And they answered Joshua and said, because it was certainly told to your servants how the Lord your God commanded his servant Moses to give you all the land and to destroy all the inhabitants of the land from before you, and we were very afraid for our lives because of you, and have done this thing. ועתה הנני בידיך כטוב וכישר בעיניך לעשות לנו עשה. And now, behold, we are in your hand, as it seems good and right to you to do to us, do. ויעש להם כן, ויצל אותם מיד בני ישראל ולא הרגום. And he did so to them. He delivered them from the hand of the children of Israel, and they did not slay him. ויקנם יהושע ביום ההוא חוטבי עצים ושואבי מים לעדה ולמזבח אדוני עד היום הזה. אין המקום אשר יבחר. And Joshua made them that day hewers of wood and drawers of water for the congregation, and for the altar of the Lord to this day in the place which he would choose.